Yo, YouTube, what's up, bruh? Wait, I'm in my pajamas. I can't be showing my pajama pants. I just put a button up on top of my pajamas. It's like 11 o'clock. So we're doing an album review for your boy, Lecrae. That's the reason I'm doing this one so quickly. I'm never this quick for anything. My friend sent me like some thread or something. He said, if you don't make an album review, I will come to America and... You didn't actually say that, but whatever. We're gonna be using a slightly different format for our album reviews than normal. And so the first part, I'm gonna have a brief description for each of the songs in the album. Then we're gonna follow that up with ranking all of the songs from best to worst. Then after that, I'm going to have some stupid memes of me just goofing off, because what is one of my videos without me goofing off? Then I'm gonna give my priceless thoughts on it. Then I'm gonna follow that up with taking an epic movie scene and putting an epic song for this album on top, just to see what it would be like. And with that, let's start our next episode of how many copyright strikes can I get in one video. The first song on the album is Restore Me. This is a really short song that sets the tone for the album. Unfortunately, I didn't actually like it that much. I didn't think the lyrics were that creative. It didn't blow me away. In the song, he does use a phrase, oh my God, which is using God's name in vain. It's already been 20 seconds. Bruh, how am I gonna do this? The next song in the album is Set Me Free. This is actually one of the biggest songs in the album. Really a song about the topic of slavery, but not just physical slavery. Lecrae uses this song to address the topic of also lifestyle slavery. It's a really great message. The chorus is catchy, and this is some of the best flow on the album. Honestly, this is one of the best songs. The next song in the album is Wheels Up, and this is kind of just a song about putting the past behind you, not letting your problems bring you down. Unfortunately, although it's a great message, I didn't like this one that much. The chorus wasn't really that amazing, so I have to put this one towards the lower end. I can't talk! The lower end of the spectrum! Oh, you guys don't like this hat. The next song is Over the Top. This is a song where Lecrae talks about his success in the music industry, how he's continued to push through and keep his faith through it. Now, this is actually one of my favorite songs because he's got more of a hard-hitting, heavy vibe, kind of like the old Lecrae to it. Some of the best lyrics inside of the album. This is definitely one of my favorites. Next up, we've got Self-Discovery. Again, this is one of my least favorite songs in the album. The lyrics are not that impressive. The chorus is not really that amazing. This is a song about Lecrae struggling with the self-identity and how he continues to find his self-identity and put his focus on God. Yo, come on, you gotta admit, this lighting is pretty sick. Next up, you've got Deep End. It's really a call for racial equality, and I think in the song, Lecrae takes a very good stance, not necessarily picking sides of a political spectrum, but simply making a statement about what should not be political racial equality. And it's a very good rap flow inside of this album. The chorus is very intriguing. This comes out as one of my favorite in the album. The next song in the album is Drown, and bruh, this is my favorite song. It's so good. The chorus, it blows me away, where Lecrae calls to God to never leave him, to always be there for him, even when it feels like he's drowning. This is more of a melodic rap kind of feel, which I don't normally like, but it fits so good in this album. If you listen to one song in the album, do this one. Next up, you've got Saturday Night. Now, this is actually a pretty decent song. It's got a good chorus. The flow is actually pretty solid inside of this song. With it, Lecrae talks about his success, but how he finds that the world can't satisfy, and asks if all that he's going through is actually real. So this is a pretty decent one. Not the best, but it's still a pretty solid song. So the next song is Saturday Morning. This one is honestly probably one of my lower favorites. I'm sorry, Kirk Franklin. But this is a song about where Lecrae points to his old life, how God has transformed him. It just kind of failed to wow me. I say that when something's not amazing. It just didn't wow me so much per se. The lyrics weren't that amazing. Chorus was actually not that amazing. I'm not the biggest fan of Wande, is that how you say her name? The next song on the album is Zombie. This is one of my favorites for sure. It's got a really good flow. The music production is completely solid. It's a really fun song actually, where Lecrae talks about his old lifestyle, how he used to live and walk like a zombie, but how God brought him back to life. If you check out one of the songs in the album, check out this one. The next song is Over the Top, which is one of the heavier hitting songs in the album. This light is heavier hitting too. Now, normally I would like it just for that because that's more my style, but the lyrics in this one don't seem as clever. The flow doesn't seem quite as clever in this song. So although I like the style more, it doesn't really wow me, you know, hit me like that. So next up we have Still, which is the love song out of the album, bro. Awesome. In this song, Lecrae talks about his love for his wife, how he wants to always be there for her and prove himself to her. Now this is more of a pop vibe, which is totally my type, but but unfortunately, it doesn't really seem to stick out like some of the other songs in the album. The next song in the album is Only Human. Now, this is one of the best choruses in the entire album. This is a song where Lecrae talks about how God loves him, is always going to be there for him no matter what, despite his mistakes, because God knows that he's only human. It's a great message. Unfortunately, Lecrae does say, oh my God, a couple times inside of this song, which is kind of disappointing. I don't know. I thought this shot was cool. The next song on the album is Nothing Left to Hide, which people say sounds maybe the most like old Lecrae out of the album. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really like this one. It didn't seem that clever, and it didn't seem like the flow was really that good, even though I love old Lecrae. This is really a song where Lecrae talks more than anything else to his haters about his mistakes, about how despite them, he is continually covered by God's grace as a Christian. I'm so excited about this new section. Look, this is Rank It. I couldn't think of a cool, well, I didn't even try to think of a cooler name. I just like the first thing that popped in my head. So this is basically kind of hard to see, but I've got 1 through 14 written out on my board. Isn't that awesome? Like, isn't that so beautiful? So orderly I am. So orderly I am. So basically, I'm gonna be putting up every song as I rank it from 1 to 14. And I don't want to give a long description because this video has to be short. So last place, I think I'm going to put Restore Me. It was just really short, obviously, as the intro, and the flow was just really, really basic. It just, you know, it didn't really wow me, you know what I mean? So next after that, I'm probably gonna put Nothing Left to Hide, even though that was actually one of his old school kind of vibes. It didn't appeal to me. The flow was kind of not my style. The intro music was not really my style either. A lot of this is just based on style preferences. Next, I put Self-Discovery. Of course, didn't really hit me that much. Again, not really my style. After that, I'm gonna have to put Sunday Morning. I actually didn't like much of anything about that. I didn't even really care for the features that much. After that, I'm gonna have to put Keep Going, even though that was one of his more heavy-hitting vibes. It just seemed kind of like a basic song in some ways. So I'm gonna put Keep Going over here at number 10. So now we're at the top 10 out of 14, so that doesn't really mean much. So I'm gonna have to put Only Human. I gotta remember why I ranked this one so low. I actually liked how the song sounded overall. I just didn't like that it used God's name in vain. Trying to poke it through. Come on, God. So cool, right? Oh, everybody's cheering for me. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put Only Human over here at number 7. Wheels Up, I definitely did not like as much as Only Human. So I'm gonna put Wheels Up over here at number 8. No, number 9. We're improvising a little bit. Saturday Night, I'm gonna put over here at number 8. So now we're in the top 6. So now we're talking about some pretty decent songs. So I'm gonna put at number 6, Wouldn't You Like to Know? Well, you will. It's Still. I don't know why, if you look at this, I don't know why I put the word over here and left so much blank space, but hey. Number 5 is going to be Deep End. That one came out as a pretty solid song to me in a lot of ways. Come on, poke through right here. After that, I'm gonna put Set Me Free. That was a pretty good song all around. Here we go. Yeet. Is that what you say when you poke something to the wall? Number 3 is Zombie. That is such a fun song. Oh my goodness. Number 2, look, this is just my kind of rap. I'm like, I'm not gonna say necessarily, but I like the battle rap kind of flow. And Over the Top is just aggressive. It hits you like that. Number 1 is, of course, like I mentioned before, Drown. Oh my goodness. It's just an amazing song. So that's my top ranking. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's gonna be kind of hard to see it, but that is my ranking of all of the songs for this album. I'm curious to see like what you guys think. You think I have good taste in music? I need to calm down. No, I haven't had much sugar today either too. Woo! Vibing, bruh. Yeah. Look at this. I thought Lecrae was professional. He doesn't even know how to use Photoshop correctly. Wait, hold up, look. This dude got an arm coming out of his head. What's up with that?
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No, 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 no.
Oh. What did I choose? That is my long bro.
Thank you for my partner.
He was a smart kid.
Aw, thanks. You know, I like to think so too.
It's always about
Joseph.
because he was the baby.
What is that supposed to mean? I'm a baby?
Never expected this though.
Wait, huh? I get to talk about what I think about the album now for the one or the two people that actually stayed watching until this point. Alright, so here's my thoughts. Let's dive into them, make them quick, snappy, tasty. I think that this album was actually a really solid album. I wasn't sure what to expect going into it. I don't think it's quite as good as All Things Work Together, but I think it's along the same standard. Zombie was one of the really good ones. Drown was one of the really good ones. There were a good number of mediocre ones, but all around, this is actually a pretty solid album. One thing I loved about it, when Lecrae put lyrics in it, I actually understood what they meant. Like a lot of rap songs, I can't even tell what people even mean. Like their lyrics are so figurative or like referencing other things. Like I don't even know what they're talking about. Maybe the downside of that was since he used very plain and clear lyrics, I feel like a lot of the lyrics were kind of mediocre. Like some of the rhymes were unclever. That did kind of push me away a little bit, but at the same time, I would rather that than a bunch of lyrics that I can't even understand what the rapper is saying. Now, as usual, I was kind of pushed away by some of the collaborations that Lecrae did. Now, this is something I think I've talked about before. I understand Lecrae's collaborating with these more secular artists as an attempt to minister to them, to bring them closer to the gospel, which I think is great. But I don't think that's the only way he can minister to these people. And when he lets a secular artist, and I don't mean just secular, just the fact that they don't write Christian music is not what puts me off. It's the fact that I've looked up some of these artists and I did not see godly lifestyles in the way that they portrayed themselves in their music. So when he invites them to collaborate on a song with them, it's almost like he's inviting them to the pulpit saying, help me preach the gospel. And if these people are not living godly Christian lives, not perfect, they don't have to be perfect, but if they're not living or striving to live godly Christian lives, then they're probably not the right people for Lecrae to be saying, help me preach the gospel with. And so he's leading people to that kind of music. I don't mean any of that with judgment. It's just that pushed me away. Now, I love that in this album, Lecrae seemed to have his focus in the right place. Some of his previous music, it seems like he was very focused on trying to get the rap industry's attention. But in this album, he really just stayed focused on his faith and relationship with God. And along with that, he was very vulnerable and talked a good bit about his emotions and anxiety and some of the things that he struggled with. Listening to NF a lot, I have grown to really appreciate rappers who talk about emotions and the things that they feel. Thanks for watching, guys. And as I promised, we're going to close off the video with just putting some awesome Lecrae music over some movie clips. Oh yeah. So make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content, and let's go ahead and dive into this last part.
Cheat God, he knows who you are. The person you were.
Over the top, ain't no love, though. So much spot, though. I'm off the shelf, over the top, ain't no love, though. I'm off the shelf, I'm at a stop, I got 50 on it. I made a million just being holy. I kept a fence and I had a roll. Walked in the jewelry store, bought a roller.